Hey there, Star Wars players. I'm Kendall Halman, and today I'm going to talk about Court of the Vile Gangster. Court is a deck that originated in Enhanced Jabba's Palace that lets you play all of the best bounty hunters and aliens. Based on Tatooine, its key benefits include a +2 to forfeit of all your bounty hunters, the ability to deploy independent starships and docking bays from your reserve deck, and making your opponent lose a force at the end of their deploy phase if they don't come after you on Tatooine. Weirdly, you lose the ability to pull the ships and docking bays if you flip, so most decks stick on the zero side of the objective. Still, it's a thematic deck that can hold its own on ground and in space, and play fan-favorite characters from Boba Fett to Jabba to Mara Jade. The typical list starts prepared defenses with Wipe Them Out All of Them, Jabba's Haven V, and Battle Order and First Strike. Additional activation will be the Passenger deck, pulled by Twi'lek Advisor V, Nal Hutta, pulled by Jabba's Haven V, and 2 non-battleground docking bays. I suggest Coruscant and Mustafar. Mustafar is especially important because it has my name on it. For characters, depending on playstyle and personal preference, the deck could run as few as 20 or as many as 37 characters. Scum and Villainy limits the deck's character selection to aliens and droids. Key characters include Jabba the Hutt V, who pulls Scum and Villainy, Lady Proxima, who helps get those low destiny characters out of your deck and into your hand, Bounty Hunters to take advantage of the forfeit bonus, Droids to protect you from Leia Rebel Princess, good pilots like Woof V, and characters that protect Jabba like Velkan Tazari. Starships almost always include Ellison Hinthra and Jabba's Space Cruiser, as well as some combination of Dengar and Punishing One, Zuckuss and Mist Hunter, Stinger, and any other decent independent ship you can think of. Red cards are mostly cards to help in battle, like Hidden Weapons and Jabba's Through With You, as well as defensive cards like Imperial Barrier, None Shall Pass, and Stunning Leader. Note on None Shall Pass, always consider how many rebels you expect in the meta when deciding whether and how many copies to play. Starting the game, you will usually want to get Jabba out on your first turn to pull Scum and Villainy, making your aliens deploy -1 and allowing you to retrieve 2 every time you initiate battle. Just be careful and make sure you have some protection in hand, especially against a mains deck. If you have any doubt that you can hold the site, don't be afraid to lose a force to your objective the first turn. Most games, you'll pull Nal Hutta and a docking bay for activation, but in some matchups where your opponent plays exactly one system, you won't want to deploy Nal Hutta if you think you can win with your space package and don't want to give Lightside a place to run. With so many characters deploying for -1, it's very easy to over-deploy with this deck. Remember that as important as it is for you, the audience chamber is only a drain of 1. So if your opponent can set up on their own turf, you'll need to be able to come after them. Depending on the matchup, your opponent may go all in at the audience chamber, completely ignore the audience chamber, or somewhere in between. With practice, you'll be able to identify the threat and respond appropriately. In space, you want to stack as many characters with relevant game text and/or high forfeit as you can. If played right, Court can win in space, or at least force the opponent to commit more resources than they would like, and then lose the damage race. In general, Court is a straightforward, well-rounded deck that's great for new players and veterans alike. It's rarely the best deck in the meta, but it's also almost always in the conversation. If you're concerned about the cost of cards, it's relatively affordable aside from Boba Fett Bounty Hunter, P-59, and Force Push, but those are all pretty good cards to have in your collection anyway. Chris Kelly will often talk about how the best thing in Star Wars CCG is swinging lightsabers with Jedi. Court does the one thing that's even better. It kills Jedi with bounty hunters.